Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Here we go. I know it's been a while. I know it's been like a month since I did a video. I was just a little busy. Brother Sagir is here also, but I wanted to discuss Faiza Luqman. I wanted to explain who she is, um, what her exact name is, how does she fall in this justice for Nida situation, and I'm just gonna jump right into it. So normally I just share the screen and then go to my and I hope it comes up properly. So okay, here's the essay. So who is Faiza Luqman? Here we go. The life and times of Faiza Luqman, the daughter of Mirza Tahir Ahmad. So when was she born? Well, we don't exactly know. And I got that here is in here is we don't know when she was born. I think it was in like the 1960s because by 1978 she married her first cousin. So her mother was Asfa Begum, and she died in 1992 of pancreatic cancer. Um, so yeah, and her father is the famous Mirza Tahir Ahmad. So remember her sister here. Let me show the family tree here. So these are it was four sisters, a family full of sisters. She's the oldest. We think she's the oldest. We're not exactly sure, but her sister Shokat Jahan Begum is married to Mirza Safir Ahmad, who's her paternal cousin. And I got the reference right there. So another one of her sisters, Mona, was married off by Mirza Tahir Ahmad to Karim Assad Ahmad Khan. If you don't know who that is, he's in Poland actually, and he investigates war crimes for the British government. So, now he's taking a second wife. So it's weird what's going on over there. It seems like that marriage was done for influence. Mirza Tahir Ahmad didn't have any sons. So Mirza Tahir Ahmad had to do these marriages where he would position himself, right? So he marries off his eldest daughter, which is Faiza. I think it's Faiza. He marries her off to Mirza Luqman Ahmad, who was the worst gangster of Rabwa. He was just the worst human being you could ever find. He sacrificed his daughter just so he could become Khalifa, is what we're asserting here based on all the data. So her sister marries a cousin, another cousin, Mirza Safir Ahmed. Her other sister marries a guy who's going about to be a politician. He was a lawyer at the time, and now she's sharing her husband. It seems, which is illegal in the UK. So I'm not sure how all that works. Her youngest sister, Tuba, was married famously and got a divorce. And there's videos on this and everything. Her second husband is Sultan Malik Saab. It's all there. So okay. So in 1982, she was involved in the scandal with Dr. Thara. She was involved in that. So in 1978, she marries Mirza Luqman. There's photos on this of them at the wedding and etc. I think you just see the men. Okay, or maybe it was yeah, it was. I posted the photo. I don't want to post it because of copyright issues. And that's the other thing. These guys are mass reporting me. They tried to mass report my TikTok and get my TikTok deleted. It didn't work. Try again. Um, Same thing on Instagram. So check me out on all channels. So okay, back to the story. Back to 1982. She's about in her early 20s, and she's involved in a scandal where her father-in-law, also her uncle, he marries a woman 50 years younger than him, and the dude looks like Santa Claus, and he's marrying a younger woman, 50 years younger. I think he was 75 and she was 25. So he dies like 7 weeks later, 8 weeks later. So she's a part of all this. She's involved. She knows what's going on there. She's not dumb and stupid. Maybe naive. I don't think she ever had a job. They don't say where she graduated college from, if she graduated college, or if the Mirza women are allowed to go to college. We know the daughters of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad didn't even matriculate. So, but they did promote female education. So, okay, 1984, Mirza Tahir Ahmad doctors up Ordinance 20. It's my opinion. I've said this many times. Um, Ordinance 20 is ridiculous. Ordinance 20 was calculated and doctored up by Mirza Tahir Ahmad. and he got Zia to do it because Zia was friendly to these people. This is what you want? Okay, I'll do it. That's what got him asylum. He couldn't go live in the UK. That's what got all these Ahmadis asylum. All these Ahmadis you see in the West who are hardcore, they want to die for Ahmadiyya. They're giving their money. They got attitude. That's who these guys are, mostly asylum cases. The other ones are like sons of Murabbis and other weirdos. Like I'm in California, so you see these weirdos who come from Pakistan who are just so they're ready to die for Khilafat, and that's weird to all of us, like Americanized kids. So okay, fast forward. Nida is born. I think Nida is like 36, so she had to have been born in like 86. 86, 87. So, anyhow, in 1992, her mother dies, Asfa Begum. And I didn't put it in here, but then you start seeing these companies overseas, Asfa, and I'll get to that in just a sec. So, in 2002, there's a famous photo of her working with Rafiq Hayat's wife. A video, it's a video, I screenshotted it. And then the next year, her father dies. Well, her father dies, and the whole world comes down because Mirza Masroor Ahmad isn't supporting Mirza Tahir Ahmad's family anymore, not the women. He supports Mirza Luqman Ahmad because Mirza Luqman Ahmad got him married, got him not married, got him elected. He put on the coat. He gave him the ring. He gave him the little hat. He gave him all of that. So Mirza Luqman Ahmad is on the executive committee that chooses the Khalifa. Okay, so he's got to be friends with him. It's the women he's not really cool with, and sometimes Desi women, the infighting and the jealousy, it's out of control, out of control. So okay, roughly 2015, 2018, we think that's when she got the divorce from Mirza Luqman. So before that, her and Shandy Shah. Or Shandy Shah alleges Nasir Shah, the director of MTA, used to be the director. He says he had a sexual relationship with her, and that was revealed in 2022, et cetera, et cetera. So that's where we're at. And let me see if I have any other notes. If you want to see who is Asfa Begum, you could check that out here. If you want to talk about Mirza Tahir Ahmad, he said he knew his daughter was going to get divorced. Here's some open corporates for Asfa Holdings and et cetera, et cetera. Check this out. So, okay, that's pretty much the essay. Now let's go back to this and see who's here. Brother Chaudhry's here. Sagir's here. Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam, sister. How's it going? Let me add Brother Afzal. So, okay, well, what else did I want to talk about? So, okay, now there's a new one out. There is a new audio which is allegedly by Faiza, and Faiza is saying she supports Nida. Nida really didn't do anything wrong, et cetera, et cetera. And that was good news for us to hear, was that the mother of Nida is supporting her in this way. So that is a quick 8.5-minute explanation on who is Faiza. Everyone's been asking me who is Faiza. She's Nida's mom. Faiza had 3 kids. I think Mirza Usman Ahmad's the oldest. There's also a younger one. I think Nida's in the middle. So that is the quick explanation. I posted the StreamYard link. Let's see who we got here. Let's see if Brother Sagir wants to add anything. Brother Sagir, are you there?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam ji. Kidan ji?
Okay, so brother, मैं बात करूंगा अगर आप अलाउ करते हैं उर्दू पंजाबी में.
ठीक है, बिल्कुल, जैसे भी आपकी मर्जी है.
हाँ, तो जितने भी हमारे लिसनर हैं तमाम को मेरी तरफ से प्रोग्राम जो सुन रहे हैं उनको हमारी तरफ से अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाह. और मैं यहाँ पे जो फाइजा बीबी साहबा की जो आईडियो आई है उसके बारे में मैं मुख्तसर बात करूंगा. मैं चूंकि शाह साहब के चैनल पे मेरा ख्याल है पहली या दूसरी दफा आ रहा हूँ, तो ऐसे चौधरी मेरा नाम है, कनाडा कैलगरी से मैं बिलोंग करता हूँ. और मैं भी कादियानी था, आमदी था, तो मैंने रिसर्च किया, उसके बाद इनको छोड़ दिया. एनीवे, فائزہ صاحبہ کی جو ریسنٹلی آئیڈیو آئی ہے، ایک تو اچھی بات ہے جو شاہ صاحب نے ابھی بیان کیا کہ وہ ندا کو کے بارے میں ان کے ساتھ وہ سٹینڈ کر رہی ہیں. پہلی آئیڈیو ہے، تو کہاں تک وہ سٹینڈ کریں گی وہ وقت بتائے گا. لیکن ایک بات جو اس میں فائزہ صاحبہ نے بیان کی ہے، اگر اردو میں میں تھوڑا سا تعارف کرا دوں کہ فائزہ صاحبہ جو ہیں وہ ندا جو ہیں ان کی وہ ممی ہیں، اور ندا صاحبہ جن کی مرزا مسرور صاحب کے ساتھ وہ آئیڈیو بھی آئی ہے، جو مرزا طاہر کی نواسی ہیں، اور فائزہ صاحبہ مرزا طاہر کی بیٹی ہیں. اور یہ جو تیسرے ان کے جو تھے قادیانی جو خلیفہ جس کو یہ کہتے ہیں مرزا ناصر، اس کی یہ بہو ہیں، اور ان کا جو بیٹا مرزا لقمان اس کی یہ فائزہ صاحبہ بیوی تھیں.
ٹھیک.
تو اینی وے جو انہوں نے بات کی ہے اس آئیڈیو میں، جس پہ میں تھوڑا سا جس کو میں دوستوں کے سامنے رکھنا چاہتا ہوں، کہ فائزہ صاحبہ نے اس میں بیان کیا ہے کہ انہوں نے کہا ہے کہ دنیا میں بے حیائی کی یا آوارہ گردی کی مثالیں پائی جاتی ہیں، واقعات ہوتے ہیں، لیکن انہوں نے یہ بات بیان کی ہے کہ جس طرح کی بے حیائی، ظلم، زیادتی ہمارے ساتھ ہوئی ہے، میرا خیال ہے ان کا وہ خیال نہیں ہے، حقیقت یہ ہے کہ ان کا اشارہ جو ندا صاحبہ نے جو اپنی آئیڈیو میں بیان کیا کہ یہ سارا مرزا فیملی کے جو لوگ ہیں، ندا صاحبہ کا باپ، بھائی، انکل، سارے جو ہیں انہوں نے اس کے ساتھ ریپ کیا. 36 سال تک وہ اس طرح کی حرکتیں کرتے رہے. اور یہ نصیر شاہ کی جو آئیڈیو آئی ہے اس کو بھی سامنے رکھتے ہوئے تو میں سمجھتا ہوں کہ ان کے بارے میں انہوں نے بتایا ہے کہ جس طرح کی بربادی ہماری ہوئی ہے، اس طرح کی بربادی کی مثال دنیا میں کہیں نہیں ملتی. اور ایک اور بات بھی انہوں نے بیان کی ہے، انہوں نے اس آئیڈیو میں یہ فرمایا ہے کہ دیکھیں وہ مولوی جن کو ہم بدترین مخلوق کہتے تھے، اگر ان مولویوں کو بھی دیکھیں تو کسی مولوی کے گھر میں اس طرح کا ظلم نہیں ہوا جو ظلم ہمارے ساتھ ان مرزا فیملی کے لوگوں نے، خلیفوں نے کیا ہے. یہاں پہ دو باتیں دوستوں کو اس پہ دوست توجہ دیں. پہلی بات تو یہ ہے کہ یہ جو سٹیٹمنٹ ہے یہ کس کی طرف سے آئی ہے؟ یہ فائزہ صاحبہ کی طرف سے آئی ہے، جو خلیفہ مرزا طاہر صاحب کی بیٹی ہیں. پہلے اس کا مقام دیکھ لیں، خود مان گئے ہیں. یہ جو آمدی لوگ، اس پہ سوچیں، آمدی لوگوں کا ایک بہت بڑا ہتھیار تھا، ہر کسی کو یہ بدکار اور زانی اور فوراً لیبل لگا دیتے تھے. آج ان کی اپنی بیٹی اعلان کر رہی ہے کہ جس طرح کی بربادی ہماری ہوئی ہے دنیا میں ایسی مثال ہی کوئی نہیں. یہ اس کو بولتے ہیں، یہ ہے عبرت کا نشان، اس کو بولتے ہیں عبرت کا نشان. نمبر دو، دوسری اس بات پہ غور کریں کہ یہ بربادی کی کس نے ہے؟ کسی مولوی نے، کسی گورے نے، کسی کالے نے، کسی اور نے؟ نو، یہ مرزا فیملی، مرزا ناصر کا بیٹا، خلیفوں کی بیٹیوں کے ساتھ جو ظلم زیادتی ہوئی ہے کی کس نے ہے؟ خلیفوں کے بیٹے نے، خلیفوں کے بانجوں نے، خلیفوں نے خود. تو یہ سارے کا سارا، دوسرے لفظوں میں یہ آپ یوں کہہ لیں کہ اگر یہ ٹرین سے مثال دی جائے اس احمدیہ جماعت کو، تو جو عام جو عہدے دار یہ جو وغیرہ ہیں، یہ تو سمجھ لیں کہ جیسے ٹرین کے ڈبے ہیں، اور جو انجن ہے ان کا وہ ہے مرزا فیملی. تو مرزا فیملی کے جو بڑے بڑے سرکردہ لوگ ہیں، وہ جو انجن ہے وہ مشتمل ہے مرزا لقمان، یہی 4-5 لوگ ہیں، آپ اس پہ غور کر لیں. انجن جو ہے ان کا وہ مرزا مسرور سمجھ لیں، حالانکہ ٹھوس انجن ہے، پتہ نہیں وہ کس طرح کا انجن ہے، لیکن چلیں انجن ہے. وہ ناظر صاحب ہیں ان کے، اس کے ساتھ ہے وہ محمود شاہ جو ناظر صلاح الرشاد ہے، ناظر مقامی جس کو یہ بولتے ہیں. اس کے بعد جناب ڈاکٹر مشر صاحب ہیں، ڈاکٹر لقمان صاحب جو ان کے ڈیڈ ہیں ندا صاحبہ کے، یہ ہے جی ان کا انجن کا یہ حال ہے کہ اس کا کوئی پرزا، یعنی کہ ایسے ایسے پرزے نکلے ہیں ان کی مثالیں کہ دنیا میں اس طرح کے بدترین، بد کردار اور ظالم اور ظلم کن کے ساتھ کیا ہے، اپنی بیٹیوں کے ساتھ. تو یہ ہے جی احمدیت. یہ اعلان کر رہی ہے ندا کی ماں فائزہ صاحبہ، اور وہ کہہ رہی ہے کہ جو ہمارے گھر کا ظلم زیادتی حال ہے، اس طرح کا ظلم گند بے حیائی دنیا میں نہیں ہے. نعرہ اب بھی ان کا یہ ہے کہ یہ ریئل اسلام ہے، اور ریئل اسلام کا انجن جو ہے وہ ہم نے آپ کو دکھا دی ہے. مارے نعرے جی دیں چندہ. جی شاہ صاحب.
آپ کی بات بالکل صحیح ہے. اور فائزہ کے ساتھ جو ہوا ہے مرزا لقمان نے ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਆ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਮਿਰਜ਼ਾ ਲੁਕਮਾਨ ਬੜਾ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟਿਵ ਹੈ. ਉਹਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਉਹਨੇ ਸ਼ੈਨੀ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਤੂੰ ਇੰਜ ਕਰ ਮੇਰੀ ਬੀਵੀ ਨਾਲ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਲੇਟ ਜਾ, ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ, ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ, ਤੂੰ ਇੰਜ ਕਰ ਮਿਰਜ਼ਾ ਤਾਹਿਰ ਅਹਿਮਦ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਸੁੱਤੇ ਆਵੇ, ਨਾਲ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਸੁੱਤੇ ਆਵੇ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਣੀ. ਔਰ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ MTA ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਫਿਸ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਸੀ. ਸੋ ਉਹ ਤੇ ਕੰਮ ਤੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ
دیکھو
ਕਰ ਗਿਆ.
دیکھو شاہ صاحب آواز نہ آنے والی تو اور بات ہے. وہ جو نصیر شاہ نے اعلان کیا ہے کہ میں نے یہ بدکاری کی ہے، معافی چاہتے ہیں یہاں پہ ہمارے لوگ سن رہے ہیں، لیکن جو حقیقت ہے، نصیر شاہ جو MT کا چیئرمین ہے، اس نے اعلان کیا ہے اپنی ایک آئیڈیو میں کہ میں نے ندا صاحبہ کے ساتھ میرا ریلیشن تھا بدفعلی کا. تو آواز آنے تو دور کی بات ہے، دنیا ساری نے سن لی ہے، مرزا مسرور نے نہیں سنی. اس نے کون سا ایکشن لیا ہے؟ تو اگر وہ مرزا طاہر صاحب کو پتہ بھی چل جاتا تو ایکشن تو یہی ہونا تھا. اب تو جانے نہ جانے گول ہی نہ جانے. یہ مرزا مسرور صاحب کو نہیں پتہ چلا، باقی ساری دنیا کہتی ہے کہ نصیر شاہ، اور وہ خود کہہ رہا ہے کہ میں نے یہ کام کیا ہے. ٹھیک ہے نا. تو یہ ظلم مولویوں نے نہیں کیا. جو بدترین ملا تھے ان کے نزدیک، آسمان کے نیچے بدترین مخلوق، ان میں سے خود جماعت نے اعلان کیا ہے فائزہ نے کہ ان میں سے کوئی ایسا بد کردار نہیں ہے جتنے ہم ہیں. مارو نعرے دو چندہ. جی عرفہ صاحب دوسرے دوست بھی ساتھ ہیں. جزاک اللہ.
ٹھیک ہے ٹھیک ہے. اچھا brother Afsul from California, are you there brother? What do you have to say about Faiza and what's next? What do you think is coming next?
Yeah, first of all, is my voice is clear? Because I think I'm having trouble, hearing you guys. So is my connection is clear with you?
Yeah, it's clear.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I totally agree with Chaudhary Saab over here that the stories which are coming out is very, very horrible and very, very, you can you can't even imagine that what's coming out from there. So yeah, it's pretty clear nowadays that the whole cult is involved in this kind of activities, which they are really, really ashamed of it. I don't know whether how much they are ashamed of it, but definitely this is really bringing them down to the knees. I mean, I totally agree with you, Bashir Saab, they are really, really, suffering by this stupid activities over there, which are going on between man and man, incest and all this kind of stuff, which is killing them, which is really, really, really killing them. So unfortunately, I couldn't hear you all the story of that, but if you're talking about the tape of Nida's mom, which just recently appeared 2-3 days ago on social media, that sounds like it's really, woman is talking with really deep pain and sorrow, and there is nothing else can be done other than to either, if you are sensible person, you will say that, okay, I feel sorry for them. But look, as Chaudhary Sahib just said, that these things are created by themselves, and they were there when these things were happening. Why didn't they take action right over there from first get-go to stop this kind of stuff. I mean, now I think it's too late. What do you think? Do you think that they will be able to fix this damage which is, occurring from this kind of incidences?
No, and here's what I think happened. Let me give you my opinion. So Faiza, Nida, Mirza Luqman lived right in an apartment, like a six-house apartment, at their
Yes.
at their London temple, the Al Fazl London temple, right? Right next to it is a housing area, it seems, Mahmud Hall, and above the Mahmud Hall is was a housing area. They all lived there together. So we don't know if there was a wall between Mirza Tahir Ahmed's living area and Mirza Luqman Ahmed's. We don't know. Well, what we do know is Nida was being raped as in 1986, 1987, 1988, 1989. She probably traveled with her grandfather. I know Mirza Tahir Ahmed came to California in like 91 or like 90, maybe no, I think it was 89. I know it was 89 and then like 95 or something like that. But anyhow, Nida was getting raped the whole time. Mirza Luqman Ahmed is giving people his wife. All this is happening in front of Mirza Tahir Ahmed. Mirza Tahir Ahmed knows um, that Mirza Luqman Ahmed, who he is, his reputation. And Mirza Tahir Ahmed is not innocent himself. He's lying about conversions in the hundreds of millions. So I think when Mirza Masroor Ahmad became Khalifa, um, they said, we don't care about these girls. Who are these girls? Nida was like 16, 17 at the time in high school, and they just treated them like garbage. And then 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006. So what money does Pfizer make? I mean, she doesn't make any money. Her mother had a company that was named after her mother in Panama. Maybe that's a trust, and she's getting money from that trust. They won't tell us that. So it seems like Mirza Masroor Ahmad had their budget in his hands. And once you have someone's budget and you control the money, you control them, brother. That's just how it works. I'm sure you agree. Same thing with parents and children. You want to control your children, you cut the budget, and they'll listen like this. So that's what I think.
Now, I totally agree with you, but what I'm saying over here is this, that you're absolutely right that this is going on for a very long time, probably from during Mirza Tahir and all this stuff. And but the evidence is showing over here is this, that this is it's not the very first time recently occurrence. This has been going on for a very, very long time. And if that is the case, then very when it happened very first time, why did they raise their voice? Why didn't they try to stop it? I mean, now I know that there is a rift between the family, from Mirza Tahir to Mirza Masroor and all this stuff, and they are all trying to put each other down. And the way Mirza Masroor is taking revenge on these poor girls is that to humiliate them up to that level where they can never, raise to that, even look into his eyes and talk with him. So this, what I feel like, the way she said that in her video, the mom, what she's saying in her video, that audio, sorry, that feels like that they are also excommunicated within their own community. And if that's the case, then that is a horrible punishment. Whether they have money or not, that's entirely different thing. But excommunicating somebody within your own community and not letting anyone to talk with them, and not letting anyone to have any kind of relationship with them, this is what do you call that, horrible thing which is happening with them.
Yeah,
That's what
and
my understanding is. Is that right?
you said
Do you
something.
put?
You said the word revenge, and I think all these guys wanted to get revenge from
Yeah,
Mirza
exactly,
Tahir.
exactly. It seems like it, sounds like it, seems like it,
So
that
they said
whatever we're hearing. Yeah,
okay, we'll rape your daughter and your granddaughter just to get back at them. I honestly
exactly,
think so.
exactly.
That's what
Uh,
Fozia Fazi said. They got mad at Fozia Fazi, so they brought someone to live with them who was raping them. This guy raped her brother and her. He was like a bisexual that they put in their house. That they placed this man in Fozia Fazi's house to get revenge, sexual revenge. So it's a huge thing. But hey, I want to keep this under 30 minutes, and we have a caller. Let's see what brother Riaz from
Yeah,
Mississauga.
please carry on. Please carry on. Please carry on.
Brother
Thank you.
Riaz, are you there?
Hi, Bashir bhai, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, brother. How's it going, brother?
Good, good, good. Good to see you back, man. And the good thing is that your cough is gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Just like that, it's gone. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, good to see that.
Yeah,
And
we're
good
ready
to
for
see
Ramadan. Yeah.
good to see S. Chaudhary Saab also and all the guys around there. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I listened to that, and it has been going on and on and on. And I'm surprised that the common Ahmadis still don't understand that. It's like palace intrigues going on there, and it is so obvious. I would like you and Chaudhary Saab to comment on what could be the reason. I know, I mean, they are blind followers and cult. It's like members of the cult act like that, and they have a they demonstrate such behavior. But after having those important persons saying all those things, what do you think? What is in what's happening in the minds of common Ahmadis? Why still they can't see the reality? I would like you to comment on that, both of you guys.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy. So, do you know a guy named Damon Stengel?
No, man, I don't.
There's a guy named Damon Stengel from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, who converted to Ahmadiyya probably 6 years ago. He's been stalking me on the internet for
Oh, yeah,
five,
yeah,
six
yeah.
years.
Sorry, yeah, I got
Fake
it.
accounts.
Yeah.
Okay, he finally got a Desi girl. He got married. He
Okay.
announced it on his Twitter. He got married. This guy could never
Brother
get a
Bashir,
woman.
can you repeat that again? What he said that he got married?
Damon Stengel got married.
Yeah, yeah. But you just mentioned that he just got married with whom?
A Desi MD girl. They gave him
Oh,
a girl.
okay.
Finally.
Carry on, carry on, carry on.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
So, some of these guys, they get a Punjaban, them pagaloge. They go crazy for a brown girl. I know some white dudes, they'll do any. I showed a video, this Vietnamese convert to Ahmadiyya in Canada. He said he only joined Ahmadiyya to appease his girlfriend, and she's an Ahmadi. There was another guy. So if you're a guy from like Damon Stengel, who they don't have arranged marriages, so you have to find your wife. Well, guys like Damon Stengel could never find a woman because no woman would ever agree to marry them. But through the Ahmadiyya movement, they will give you a woman. So a guy like Damon Stengel, who's a zero, I think he works at a pet store. He picks up like dog poop or whatever. I don't remember. Maybe he got another job. I don't know. But a guy like that could never get a woman. So the Ahmadiyya movement just gave him one. He's gonna put his life on the line now. Same thing with my brother Huram. My brother Huram was given a business, an operating business, when he was 23, no, maybe like 27, 28. Okay, he was given homes, and he foreclosed. He did all, but he was given all of this in a package. So when you're like a loser, and so I didn't want anything from my dad. I don't like take advantage of people. Hey, I make friends to take advantage. I don't do that. A lot of if I can't earn it, I don't want it. You know, but a lot of guys, this is why they're loyal. The asylum cases, they come to America or Canada, they're loyal to the Mirza family. They're willing to die for the Mirza family. Look at how the Mirza family helped them get out of Pakistan. So that's the reasoning. Is what they've done for them. You see what I mean? Now, the Ahmadiyya movement couldn't do anything for me. I don't need their help. I got the help from Allah, who gave me different DNA codes, and I can work hard and strenuously and etc. And it's all, from Allah. So that's the reason. But we have a legend in the building. Dr. Holy Spirit Saab. How's it going, brother?
Assalamu alaikum, Shaji. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. And specifically, we're talking about Faiza Luqman and, people from the Indian subcontinent. They don't do names like we do names here in America. Like you take the last name of your father, right? So she doesn't name. She should be Faiza Ahmad, but instead her name is Faiza Luqman, or she's even used Faiza Tahir. Um, but she was living right next to Mirza Tahir Ahmad, uh, on top of Mahmud Hall from '84 to about 2003
Yes.
at a minimum, and
2005.
till
4 or
2005. Yeah, maybe she was forced to move out in '05. And she was married to the worst person in the world, Mirza Luqman Ahmad, who was raping her daughter in front of her, probably, maybe not. I'm not sure if he did it discreet or just out in the open. But Mirza Tahir Ahmad's next door. He's not far away. He doesn't know what's happening next door in his
He
own
does.
family, or maybe he did.
No, he knew.
And he did, and he did. This was a sacrifice. Mirza Tahir Ahmad wanted to be an imam of the Ahmadiyya movement. He wanted to be the Khalifa since he was a kid. When he was 7 years old, Miss Rufo was in Qadian. He saw her. He knew what was going on. He was 7 years old. When you're 7 years old in the village, you're not inside and you're oblivious. You're outside. So when you're outside, you know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Shaji,
Yeah.
you know, if you keep one thing clear in your mind, you will understand this family. You confuse this family that you think Khalifa thinks he is a religious head. Your brain says the Khalifa thinks that he is the man of God, right? You are wrong there. I can tell you that thing for 100%. None of the Qadiani Khalifa thinks that he is a man of God. Number one, all of them are atheist. All of them have got no belief in God. And if you think Mirza Tahir did not know what's happening around, you are wrong. There is something called Umumi. You know, Umumi is the intelligence of Qadiani Jamaat. Khalifa, every morning when he comes to the office, he has a report about the Jamaat and the stuff he wants. I'll give you one example. His daughter, Tuba, was married to Amir Jamaat Lahore's son, Hamid Nasrullah's son, Mansoor Nasrullah. He divorced her after a few weeks. And Jamba was very happy that his prophecy came true. And, you know, that guy I knew a bit, you know, to whom he was married. So anyway, the story goes like that. The chap, she was married. He told that she was not a virgin girl, right? And she wasn't proper. And she is the daughter of Mirza Tahir. Mirza Tahir gave a khutbah. He said, if there is something wrong with my girls, at least I don't know. He was totally absurd and wrong. I'll tell you one thing. His daughter was going out with the boys, and Mirza Tahir knew. Mirza Tahir intelligence is not an ordinary intelligence. It is quite an organized piece of crap, right? And he knew about who she was going with. She used to tell her, I mean, I've heard that, I haven't seen it, but that don't do this, we can't afford it, but, you know, they wouldn't listen to him. That's number one thing. So keep in mind that Mirza Tahir was in full knowledge. Number two, Faiza, you know, initially once I came to the social media, I told they are all corrupt. They have got no ethics. For them, having boyfriend, girlfriend, and having extramarital sex, premarital sex, postmarital sex, multiple partners, one partner, 100 partners, no problem. People never
Polyamorous
believe.
relationships also. If you ever heard, there's a new term in Hollywood called polyamorous.
That's true. Now, when I said this initially, no one believed me. You know, the old Qadianis were, oh, this guy is telling lies. We can't even listen to him. Now, you know, the Shandi Shah, when he was talking to Nida Al-Nasser, Nida was asking him a question. did you have a relationship with my mother, Faiza? And the Shandy Shah said, yes. And she asked the question, how many times? Shandy Shah goes, I haven't kept a diary of it. Okay. Now I ask this Yaya stupid whose own daughter goes with multiple boys. You know that? Yaya own daughter goes with multiple boys. And some of them, no, that's truth. Actually, he did a stream about one of the boy and showed his photo. And he said, no, my girl doesn't go with him. And he is telling lies, which is absolutely absurd. Anyway, this is a norm in the Qadiani Jamaat. What they sell is very different from what they do. In the background, my God, if you get into this family, you will. But the bad thing, what you are talking about, Faiza, is this. Faiza, as a person, is a very nice person. She is not bad. But they have done a social boycott with her and her daughter. And with Luqman. I can't hear you, Shaji. What happened to your sound?
I just have my mic muted while you're talking.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I was wondering, because you seems to be talking. Now, the thing is, this is a worse thing. This social boycott is not allowed in Islam. Qadianis don't understand this. I don't know why they don't believe. I mean, I could understand when I said these things long before the Nida Al-Nasser came on the scene. I said exactly the same thing. None of them believed me. Now, the people who are involved are telling them the same thing. They still don't believe. You know, their brain says, oh my God, I am a believer of Messiah. Oh, that fucking, sorry, that shit piece Messiah was a mental case. No, that's true. He was a nutcase. And now, look, there is a old volume of Siratul Madi in which it's written, and you have put on your website that piece of paper. Actually, I read on your website, and you have put the Al-Hakam newspaper of 1901 on 10th of August. You know, it's on your website. You have said that Mirza had mirak, which means hysteria, mentally ill, schizophrenic. And you have said one thing, that before him, there was no history. Wrong. Shaji, his grandfather, Ata Muhammad, was mentally ill, so mentally ill, he suicided in 1814. Right? He was mentally ill. It's a documented thing. So he inherited. His father was crazy as well.
Mirza Ghulam Ahmad's sister, he had a sister who was crazy too.
Oh, she was schizophrenic, divorced, no children. I mean, where are these Qadianis? You know, I want to ask these guys, my God, I mean, why don't you wake up for a moment and go inside their house? Now their house door is open. Faiza has opened. Nida Al-Nasser has opened. They are telling you the truth. Now your brain is saying, you know, I won't say too much about it because this is for Qadianis. May God show them the right path. I'll tell you what the whole story is about. This Khalifa is dying or they are going to kill him like they poisoned Mirza Tahir. You know? No, that's true. I can tell you the name of the people who poisoned Mirza Tahir. Tal Mujib Rashid, Munir Javed, and couple of other people, they did it. And it's in newspaper, otherwise I wouldn't say it. It was in change.org. So after I have read in the newspaper, I say it publicly now, they did it. They are going to get rid of this donkey as well. You know, he's a Mongol, isn't he? No, look at his face. Isn't it like a Mongolian face? So
he looks
a
like
Down
a
syndrome.
Mongolian, Central Asian, yeah.
No. He's like a Down syndrome child, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at his face. He's totally abnormal in his walk, talk, face, everything. And he's a very low intelligence. I think his IQ is less than 10.
Yeah,
Normally
he
it
didn't
should.
go to college like they said. He probably just went to Faisalabad and hung out and didn't do
Oh,
any.
no. There's a story behind it.
Yeah.
His family got him the degree in agriculture. And the first one he got from TI College, owned by his father, his family. Right? So don't worry about those pieces of papers. They bought them.
Pass
Eh,
kar do Sunday Monday no.
pass
Pass.
kar do.
And I'll tell you something real quick. Mufti Muhammad Sadiq, when he came to America, he claims that he got 2 honorary doctorates from.
Oh, he never had any.
Yeah, he didn't get any of them. He said that they just gave him a doctorate within 4 months of landing in America. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now the thing is, you know why this whole scandal has come out? Because they are, honestly, I want to tell the whole Qadiani cult the fact they are Khudai Khalifa, because this Khalifa is on his way out. Right?
Well, it's been 20 years. It's coming up on 20 years.
No.
That's the normal time span. So
May live longer. I want him to live longer because he is the biggest destroyer of this Qadiani Jamaat. I mean, he is a blessing for Muslims, right?
yeah.
In his time, 50% of the Jamaat officially has stopped paying the chanda.
Alhamdulillah.
50% minimum we are talking about there. And those 50% who are not paying chanda, they either have left Jamaat publicly or majority of them left quietly. Right? So they have got a big. He is good for the iman of the people, actually. So from my side, he can live longer. But anyway, they think he is on his way out. The force behind is not this donkey, this illiterate Masroor. Force behind is Subuhi Begum.
Subuhi.
And
she doesn't like, you know how Desi aunties hate each other. They hate Desi women and the Laraya. Oh.
You see, what happened is this. Honestly, that is almost the truth. This is a war between Subuhi and Faiza. Faiza has got eldest son Mirza Usman, who is a Murabbi. Her husband is useless, Luqman. He is a total piece of bad work. But she wanted Mirza Usman to be next Khalifa. Right? He is around 40-year-old. And you must know one thing. There is no bad word about Mirza Usman in the Jamaat. Right? Like his father, people won't come round to say that Usman. And now, the Subuhi wanted her son Mirza Waqas to be Khalifa. You see? But she had an alternative as well. She thought before Waqas, because he was under 40 and he was the president of Khuddam, her brother can be a Khalifa, Mahmud Shah. So Faiza told her daughter, my dear, let's hunt for them. So she came out. She destroyed Mahmud.
Guys. Yeah.
You see? And she destroyed Luqman and all that. But have you noticed one thing? Their main piece is untouched. Usman is untouched on one side, but Usman is damaged because the reputation of sister isn't good. And the safest one is the Waqas at the moment. And in this family, I'll tell you something. There's something special about this family. They have got 3-4 branches of the family. This is Mirza Mahmud's side. You know, Mirza Mahmud, you have written on your website that he was mentally ill, he was given a poisonous milk and all that. I believe all of that. And then this is Mirza Mubarak's side, this Masroora Jahil. This is the youngest son of that liar Qadiani Mirza. So he wants now to keep the Khilafat in his family. Do you know
Right.
that is the war? And in that war, they people who have been playing haven't been playing very well. But unfortunately, now the people have got the sympathies with the Nida. I've got a sympathy with her. But Nida is not a child. She is a grown up woman. And Faiza is not a child, but the things both are suffering, we know very well. And they are suffering because of Subuhi Begum.
Right.
Yes, and they are the victim of social boycott. So this is an internal war. So my message to Qadiani cult is simple. Oh my dear, this is your God making Khalifa. Look at the war. When Mirza Tahir became Khalifa, ask A.K. Sheikh Sahib. A.K. Sheikh Sahib was telling you, probably on your website, one day I was talking to him. On the day of election, he had Mirza Rafi removed by force.
By force. Yeah. 1982. Yeah.
Yes. And the man to remove him was A.K. Sheikh Sahib.
Right. I've heard that story. Yes.
Right? So, I mean, which God makes their Khalifa?
None
The
of
war
them.
is
None
going
of them.
on in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
All the rubbish is spilling out from right, left. So the people should see on the back, this is the front face. Nida Al-Nasser, Faiza, Subuhi, Mirza Masroor are the front of next Khalifa.
Right.
But
Sure
the
sounds
winner
like
will be Subuhi.
Sure sounds like it. And for all the viewers, all you got to do is read the election of the second Khalifa, the split. You will see Muhammad Ali, who he's not a Muslim either, but because he denied verses of the Quran in terms of the birth of Isa al-Islam. But anyhow, he was way more qualified than Mirza Mahmud Ahmad. Mirza Mahmud Ahmad failed matriculation. He's been eating opium since he was 1. He doesn't really can't read or write in his own language to matriculate. He's basically illiterate. If you can't matriculate, it should have a connection with literacy. But so anyhow,
No, Shaji, I want to say something.
Sure.
Mirza Maulvi Muhammad Ali was kind of a stable person. He knew the religion. This Jamaat made 24-year-old chap Khalifa with the history that at the age 14 in his father's life, he was raping a woman at the top of their temple, the Qazi Akmal's daughter, 11, 12 years old. And it literally happened. They said they couldn't find the 4 witnesses. That's why they would let him go. And he had never prayed in his life, and his life was full of all these things. So they chose a man, Khalifa, with a proven track record of adultery and all fornication and whatever you say, he had it. Right? So this Jamaat. They should have chosen Maulvi Muhammad Ali. But to keep it within the family of Mirza for the sake of money and all those things which come with it, they selected somebody who was not even worth a human being.
Right, so, and that's exactly who they choose for their murabbis these days. They don't get intelligent people. No. They used to tell me in Rabwa, je koi kam na mile, murabbi ban jao. Roti de milegi. You know what I mean? So I used to hear that all the time, and that's what because they knew if they get someone who has a rich family, they can quit and they can rebel. But if someone is loyal and dumb and not very smart and doesn't have options, then what are they going to do? They're going to stay. So
this time, Shadi, I say it for the ordinary Qadianis who really, really believe they are Muslims. This England Jamaat had put their hand to get the Mirza Masroor as a Khalifa because this Major Mahmood Malik, this private secretary, and this chap who is still the Naib Amir Atal Majib Rashid, and the few other peoples, they were eating up the money.
Yeah.
And Mirza Tahir stopped them. He used to tell them, you can't do that. So they thought, next time we'll get a donkey as a Khalifa and we will have a fun. They had that. Honestly, this is the blame goes to London Jamaat.
Right. Right. Right.
And they have selected this chap.
Yep. And
And
so I have a niece who was forced to marry a Murabi, a guy who wasn't a Murabi at the time. I think he's in the UK. They grandfather passed him. If you know what that means, to grandfather someone in, they just passed him without him passing the classes or anything. His name is Talal Shah, right? And I asked him, "Aren't you an asylum case to Germany?" And he didn't want to answer, right? And I'm like, "Why'd you become a Murabi?" Well, word on the street is he became a Murabi because he couldn't get a job anywhere else. He failed at everything he ever tried to do at 19, 20. So he went and became a Murabi, and he's the perfect candidate. He did like 2 years, and they passed him. So
Shaji, you talk to these Murabbis. First quality, none of the Murabbi can read the Quran properly. No, that's quality number one. They read it so wrong. I mean, look at the Khalifa. If he can't, he's a Murabbi as well, isn't he?
yeah,
Oh, he was a Murabbi, Shaji. Because he had no brain, so he became Murabbi
he
Masroor
became
Ahmad.
Murabi.
So he was
He had no
Muballigh.
brain, so they made him Khalifa.
Yeah, and look, he can't. Number two, you don't have to learn anything. You learn few things. Actually, they trained you for 5-6 years how to tell lies. And
Or how to do child pornography at the
Oh, yeah.
Jamia in Canada.
Absolutely.
You know, and
Absolutely.
I know guys who were at the Jamia in Canada, and they're like, you have no idea what's happening behind the scenes. The Murabbis are having sex with each other, polyamorous. They're polyamorous.
Yeah,
So
they
they're
are.
having sex with each other, with women. Oh, it's bad.
No, the only thing is, they are there to deceive the ordinary, innocent people who really, really believe they are Muslims, and they give them the money in the name of God. I request to all those Qadianis, please wake up. This cult is not Islam. It has got nothing to do with Islam. Their aim is to destroy Islam on the name of Islam, and they are deceiving you. They are the perfect dodgers, and they are the perfect liars, and they are, even Dajjal will be proud of them that what they did. So I want them to, no, I've seen them from very near, Shaji.
Yeah.
I've seen them from inside, and once I realized what stuff they were, and like, you still believe that, oh, Mirza Tahir didn't know. My God, Mirza Tahir knew every single thing what's happened to Nada. Say, if the Nada is listening to me, madam, please say your grandfather didn't know what happened to you. He knew when you were 8-year-old that what's happening to you.
He knew Miss Rufo. He knew what Miss Rufo was doing in Qadian when he was 7.
Yes, absolutely. And the Rufu, somebody was saying on the social media where she was working as a waitress in the Hotel International, in front of the Hotel Intercontinental on the Mall Road. That's where he picked her up.
I thought it was Hotel Cecil, maybe. I don't remember.
No, it was later called the Hotel International.
Okay.
You know, there are three hotels on the Mall Road. One near Wabda House was used to be Hilton. Now it's called Avari. You go further, on the right side is Intercontinental. You go a few yards further, on left side is International. That's the oldest one, which was later called International. That's where the Rufu used to work, right? And I don't know why the Qadianis are so, I mean, they think we are liars. We are telling proper, because, you know, once you are within the Jamaat, you know it better than me. हमारे दुश्मन हमारे खिलाफ प्रोपोगंडा करते हैं. That's what they say in Urdu, that our enemies are telling lies about us. Look at my beard, it's white and it's falling from my face. Although I tell lie from beginning to the end, but I am a saint. That's what the Mirza Tahir used to be. He would, you see, if you are born in Qadianiyat, you know nothing about Islam. That's for sure.
For sure.
100%. They will never tell you. I met one of the person who was the private secretary of the second Khalifa for 20 years. I told him I was going for Umrah. They had suspicions about me because I used to go for Umrah. So I said to him, have you been to Umrah or Hajj? He said, no, there's no need for it. I said, why? He said, I go to Qadian every December. I said, but that's a Qadian. He said, that's better than doing Umrah and Hajj. When I read the book, I thought, oh my God, he was a very faithful Qadiani. If you go for Umrah and Hajj like a Muslim, they won't say anything to you. I mean, if the Qadianis are listening to me, they will say, I have seen many of them doing Hajj. I have seen some of them doing multiple Hajj, multiple Umrahs. And they will never say anything to you. But all those Qadianis who have done this, please think. They won't give you the good position in the Jamaat either.
Right.
You will be untrusted man for them. If you have gone for Umrah or Hajj like a Muslim, they will not make you a president or this or that. But some of them go, but
and I'll tell you something. I recently found in the review of religions, they were claiming to have a Jamaat in Mecca and having multiple converts, and they were saying that one of their Murabbis, Sayal, who was in London in 1921 on his way home from India, because they were going through the Suez Canal. You have an opportunity to stop in Jeddah, I think. They were saying he performed Hajj, and as we all know, Zafrullah Khan performed Umrah, I think.
Hajj. No, he did Hajj.
Yeah,
and he was the guest of the royal family.
Of the royal family. So since then, but my brother and dad went, and other families go. So the point is, they've been lying about everything for years and years and years.
Shaji, they want their disciples, their followers to believe they are the ordinary Muslims, right? They won't stop you, but they won't trust you after you have been there. Right. So your father has done the wrong thing for the Jamaat. Your father, which position he hold in the Jamaat? Is he Amir, Sadr, anything?
Nothing.
Because he has been to Umrah and Hajj.
Right.
But the Ta'ul Mujib Rashid, I saw him in the Mecca, but he is the Naib Amir and something. But then you have to prove that you are real atheist as well, and you went there for what purpose, I can't explain. But it is for ordinary Qadianis. I tell them, please think, this is a cult. This has got nothing to do with Islam, and come out of it. If you believe, if you will be going to your grave as a Qadiani, you will be jumping into a hellfire right from the day one you leave this world. And remember, I usually say, in Quran, in Surah Taha, there is a verse, Minha khalaqnakum wa fiha nu'idukum wa minha nukhrijukum taratan ukhra. And I want to tell everybody, this is, if they believe in Quran, it says, Minha khalaqnakum, we have raised you from this earth. Wa fiha nu'idukum, and we will take you back into this earth. That's where you will be buried. Wa minha nukhrijukum taratan ukhra, and we will take you out from the same grave. Right? And in Surah Yasin, it says, وَنُفِخَ فِي السُّورِ فَإِذَا هُمْ مِنَ الْأَجْدَاثِ إِلَىٰ رَبِّهِمْ يَنْسِلُونَ قَالُوا يَا وَيْلَنَا مَنْ بَعَثَنَا مِنْ مَرْقَدِنَا هَٰذَا مَا وَعَدَ الرَّحْمَنُ وَصَدَقَ الْمُرْسَلُونَ. On the day of judgment, once the sur will, there'll be a big bang and sound, they will raise from their graves and start moving towards the God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you believe in this, and if you think you are true Muslim, which I know that 90% of them say they are true Muslims, please leave this cult. You are following a family which has mentally ill family. They are thorough atheists. They are having fun on your money, and you are giving all your money thinking you are giving in the name of Allah. Because you were so faithful to the God has created people like me and Shaji to come and tell you
what the real story is. Yeah. But hey, brother, we're coming up on an hour.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
All
make
right,
it quick.
Shaji.
Thank you so much for those comments, brother Afzal. Do you have any final comments? And then that's it. We're gonna close it.
No, I don't have anything else to add on it. It was a pleasure to hear Dr. Sayyid Holy Spirit after a very long time.
After Saab, it's very nice to see you again. I
Thank you,
listened.
sir.
I was a bit busy, you know.
Yeah, I
It's
know,
a
I
very
know.
busy job I do.
Yeah, I know. So it's a pleasure to hear you after a very long time. Thank you very much for giving me a chance. And please carry on. Thank you very much.
Sounds good.
Shaji, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Yep.
thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, with that, assalamu alaikum and peace out.